And I believe we are live.
So, hello everybody, and welcome to the F1 Behind the Wheel podcast with me and Kalash.
Hello, everybody. Today we're going to talk about um, our thoughts about the sprint shootout in Qatar.
So, Kalash, what have you been up to watching the sprint? What are your thoughts about it?
Well, sprint shootout is a very new format introduced this year, I believe, in Azerbaijan, and it's been working pretty well. But here in Qatar, there's one twist: track limits. Track limits are crucial for drivers not to get caught up in them, otherwise their lap time gets deleted. And that's happened so many times this weekend. And for example, just yesterday in qualifying for Sunday's Grand Prix, um, we saw Norris drop down from second all the way down to 10th because his lap time got deleted. And Piastri, who's been excellent this weekend, dropped down from fourth to sixth, I believe, and
From third, I think it was.
third, yeah. Um, but the sprint shootout, Piastri has been on fire. Not even Verstappen could beat him.
Yeah. I mean, for what he has done from a rookie, I mean, he's pretty impressive, since the start. I mean, not the start, but since he came to Formula One, it's been an impressive year for him,
It has.
for getting some podiums and now being P1 in the sprint shootout and having a 1-2 for the team. It's going to be a challenge for Max, and it's going to be an interesting sprint.
Yes, indeed. And McLaren locking out the first and second place, the front row. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I didn't really expect. I mean, I expected to McLaren to do good there, but I didn't expect that they would get a 1-2. I thought Max would beat them by half a second,
Yeah.
as he did in the main qualifying. But I mean, it's going to be an interesting race, and I'm hoping that they do good and they're going to challenge Verstappen, as Sainz did in Singapore. So it's going to be an interesting race, and I hope for the best.
And remember, Verstappen has got that race pace. And then qualifying, he looked very strong, but couldn't get pole position today. Um, the sprint is gonna start in about half an hour, just over half an hour, and we'll see how that goes for the McLarens, who are looking very fast with these new upgrades. Um, let's see if Red Bull can challenge them, or if McLaren can challenge Red Bull in this case.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be kind of interesting to watch, but I mean Verstappen is gonna have a big advantage definitely because he also got that lap time deleted in the sprint shootout. But I think if McLaren will cooperate together and they'll do something special, I think they could be a challenge for Verstappen in the sprint at least.
Yes, indeed. And what do you think about Perez? What has he been doing this weekend, and what can he improve on,
Um,
or general thoughts?
well, yeah, I mean for Perez it's been a tough weekend, at least in qualifying also for the sprint though. So, it's been going with him since the season has started and he's not been performing really good. And yeah, I mean, I don't know what's the problem, but I think they should replace him because he's not performing that good. But on the other hand, as his dad said that, he's the number two driver and he's second in the championship. So he's doing what he's supposed to do, but obviously everybody would expect him to do better.
Yes, exactly. He's in the best car on the grid, and he's not performing as well as his teammate Verstappen is doing. And in just over half an hour, or rather, when the sprint ends, we might see Verstappen become a three-time world champion.
Yeah.
And
And Kalash, what do you think about Hamilton's performance?
Hamilton is improving. He sort of dropped off after 2021, and slowly and steadily, Mercedes have brought developments and upgrades to the car. And yeah, Hamilton is, I think, at the very top of the midfield still. but he I think has joined the top drivers in terms of race pace and just general pace of the car. Um, but yeah, you cannot underestimate Hamilton. He's a seven-time world champion. He knows the car perfectly, and
Yeah.
yeah, he's improving in these last 2 years. It's been a tough 2 years for Mercedes in general, but I think Mercedes are bringing more and more upgrades and developing the car. And I think uh, a possible win is coming next year, maybe. Um, but yeah, Mercedes are still quite slower, quite a lot slower than Red Bull or even McLaren at this point. So
Yeah.
we'll see how that goes for them.
Exactly. I agree with you.
And Piastri, Let's talk about Piastri. He's the main. He's the main character of Qatar, of the Qatar race weekend. What do you think about his rookie season and his performance in the sprint shootout? And what do you think about predictions of the sprint and the race?
Yeah, well, as I said, I think he's been performing really good,
Yeah,
especially this of the season in Silverstone, I would say, with, a podium and everything else. So, uh, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Predictions, I don't know, depends how it's gonna suit the car and everything, but I Max is gonna challenge them, but I think he's gonna want to keep the celebrations till the race. So I don't think he's gonna be that aggressive.
yeah,
But I think Oscar will get a podium. So, yeah.
nice. Yeah, podium is quite guaranteed. It's not absolutely guaranteed, but if he keeps up race pace and keeps Verstappen mainly behind, he's got a good chance at a podium. Um,
Hmm.
Remember, the sprint is only 19 laps around the circuit, so it's gonna be a
Yeah.
quick sprint, and we'll see how it goes. My predictions, I think, are gonna be Norris winning, overtaking Piastri, and winning the sprint.
Okay.
I think
Hmm.
Piastri is gonna finish second, and you know what? Verstappen is not even gonna finish on the podium. This is a wild guess, probably not gonna happen, but I'm gonna say um, maybe Russell or one of the two Ferraris
Yeah.
are gonna finish on the podium.
Well, yeah, I mean, I sort of agree with you because I don't think Verstappen is gonna push that much because I don't. I mean, for me, I think I will keep the celebrations after the main race, so I wouldn't celebrate that early. But
Yeah,
on the other hand, Max, if he just gets in the car, he's gonna want to just push to the maximum. So it's gonna be debatable how the team and how he is gonna connect to the rules and everything. If he's gonna want to get that P1 or if he's gonna, fall back or
yeah.
just keep the celebrations for tomorrow.
Or he might just
I mean,
overtake everybody, win by 30 plus seconds,
yeah,
and destroy the entire field. Um, but we'll see what happens in half an hour. It's lights out,
yeah,
and we'll see how it goes. Last time in Qatar, as you remember in 2021, um, Hamilton won by quite a margin actually. But
yeah,
cars were different, drivers were different, and the track even was different. As of today, the track layout remains the same, but they have shortened the um, width of the track. They have actually extended the curb between turn 12 and 13. One of those, actually the first of the really fast triple apex.
yeah, yeah,
They shortened those curbs because they were worried about tire damage. Those were pyramid curbs, so basically when the tire went over those curbs, it will get very damaged, and that can cause a serious puncture or even damage to the actual car and the floor. So what they did is they extended the curb, made it flat, and extended it by I think 80 centimeters, which is pretty good. But now those triple apexes are slower by about 20 kilometers an hour on average.
Hmm. Yeah, I've seen some photos of the curbs and they look actually very wild for me. I
Yes,
can't like even imagine how they will go, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting and they'll have to be obviously very careful.
exactly. We'll see if the
So I
technology
think
pans out.
yeah, so I think that's everything for today's live stream. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, you can pop them up in the comments below. And thank you, Kailash, for joining us and
Thank
see you
you.
next time.
See ya.
Bye
Bye.
bye.